Animal Collective time Skiffs album review. Let's chat about it. Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning. Here tonight to chat about the latest from Animal Collective. The gang is all here. Panda Bear, AV, Geologist, and Deacon. They are back at it. Modern favorites of many Baltimore-based neo-psychedelia legends. A band who I have kind of run the whole gamut with, between being really confused and baffled over to being probably one of my favorite acts of all time. I mean, okay, sue me here, but I've never been that crazy about their early material. Spirit They're Gone, Spirit They've Vanished, still to this day, it's a little bit too far out for me. I get it, it's about the vibe. I've tried. I've never been into the free improv and free spirit of Dance Manatee and Ark either. If anything, I kind of got enamored with their sound around campfire songs. It was free-spirited, it was playful, it was still pretty out there, but it had a warmness to it. And from there, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, for a couple of years, they were on top of the world. Sung Tongs is a masterpiece in breezy, freaky folk. Feels is simultaneously super playful, but also really heartfelt and passionate as well. Strawberry Jam is the perfect crossover of some of the most mind-bending experimental pop and just catchy psychedelic pop you'll ever hear. Oh yeah, and Merriweather Post Pavilion is probably one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. For these years, Animal Collective to me and to many became synonymous with neo-psychedelia and just were one of the biggest and most important acts on the internet. But it's been a little weird for me ever since. I mean, I've always thought Centipede Hurts had its moments, but there was also the start of a disconnect between Animal Collective. And shortly after Deacon left for a little while, they put out the Painting With album, which I still think has some really great singles on there. I mean, Golden Girl, Laying in the Grass, and Floridada are fantastic. But some of those deep cuts just got really annoying. And then there's also Tangerine Reef, which I named one of my least favorite albums of the year that it came out. And I mean, also during all this time, they've all had solo success. But what really got me back to being curious about what Animal Collective was doing was their EP that they dropped a couple of years ago. Yes, the Bridge to Quiet EP was short, it was sweet, but it showed Animal Collective, the 4 of them, coming back together and really putting their heads together again and really creating something that was far out, but also kind of catchy at times, really weird, but also really endearing. Which leads me to this new album, their first album, the 4 of them since Centipede Hurts back in the day, which is crazy to even think about. It's been a long time coming, and honestly, I thought the singles leading up to this album were very playful, very bright, very interesting. And a lot of this album is just that. Take, for example, Dragon Slayer as an intro. This is great. I love the wonky pacing. I love the airy synths here. And just how joyous this is. There is just a sense of just, they've been dying to get this out. And it sounds wonderful. I mean, I've always looked at Animal Collective as this generation's sort of merry pranksters. I mean, they do have a sort of Grateful Dead thing going on, not in the, appreciation of psychedelic colors and not nearly in the drug culture either. More along the lines of being that sort of merry prankster. And I just feel like this kind of concludes my thoughts there and brings it full circle. It's so carefree, yes, please. I have a lot of the same things to say about Car Keys. It's bright, it's really quirky, and for the first time in a while with Animal Collective, I feel like everybody is bringing something to the table. They sound refreshed. All 4 of them sound like they are on the same page. It's great, especially the vocal harmonies here. Those just really bring me back. As far as a classic Animal Collective sound, look no further than Strung with Everything. This is hazy, it is very free-spirited sounding, it is eclectic. You don't really know what's going to happen at a moment's notice, much like, I don't know, some of the music on Strawberry Jam. You see all the classic influences here as well. It's just as psychedelic and weird as it is oriented in old school pop. And also, lyric-wise, it once again has that innocence that is always going to warm my heart. I also really love the laid back, lazy day vibes of Walker. It's so sunny, it's so, I don't know, just hazy. Hearing this leading up to the album just really put me in a good mood. It's easy to take in, it's easy to just drift away in. It's wonderful. And you know what? Once again, I know this is really corny, but something about this takes me back and reminds me about what it was like discovering my appreciation for Animal Collective for the first time. I mean, will we be talking about this album in 10 years the way we talked about Sung Tongs or Strawberry Jam? That's debatable, but honestly, is this Animal Collective getting back on track? Yes, it is. There are still some rough decisions here and there. I haven't been that high on Prester John since it dropped. I honestly kind of was underwhelmed by it and almost got really worried about this album. This is the kind of track that would have showed up on Tangerine Reef and I would have said, well, this is okay. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of direction here, and not in the most exciting way either. I mean, you could say that about tracks on Feels or Strawberry Jam, but at the end of the day, they at least came together. This doesn't feel to me like Animal Collective firing on all cylinders and the four minds working together. As a matter of fact, this kind of sounds like, I don't know, a track that would have preceded Centipede Hurts, and people would worry about Animal Collective even staying together as a band. I've really tried to give Cherokee a shot too, but I'm not that into it. It's okay, it has a lot of the same elements as a lot of the tracks here. If you like it, I certainly get it. The carefree vibes are here, it's got that aquatic film to it. It's very joyous here, but for me, I don't know, the songwriting, the performances here, nothing is really clicking. This sounds like a modern Panda Bear or A.V. Tear track that was just kind of okay. I mean, it's not terrible, I'm not going to skip over it, but compared to some of the other tracks here, it's not nearly as, I don't know, likable. Royal and Desire as a finale isn't that good either. I mean, I, for one, love a good, trippy, hazy day, freaking stoned out of its mind Animal Collective track. This is easily one of the more uneventful tracks here, and it's not a close margin. I mean, when you listen to Animal Collective's music, sometimes you need to be patient. I mean, look at some of their classic tracks. But this isn't progressing at all and never really goes anywhere. I mean, it's pleasant on the ears, but good luck remembering anything. Outside of that, though, I'm a happy guy right now. I really like Passerby. I love how spaced out and lackadaisical this is. This is easily one of the most far out things on this album. It brings me back to the days of, like, I don't know, some of the more accessible moments on campfire songs. It just makes me relax, and I love the vocals on this track. It brings me back to, I don't know, maybe some old Jefferson Airplane. And I love the playful and bouncy nature of We Go Back. I have for a while now. It's so catchy, it's carefree, and just spontaneous too. It's so sweet, I can't be in a bad mood listening to this. This is a great album from Animal Collective, and I haven't been able to say that in, like, I don't know, it's been like 10 years, which is wild to even think about and fathom, but they have been off track for a while. They have been unfocused for a while. And then we get this, and you know what? Is this the most groundbreaking or wild album in their discography? No, far from it. I could argue that we're not even going to be talking about this album in the same vein in 10 years or so, but for the moment, this is Animal Collective getting back on track, getting back on, you know, this creative streak and really working together to put out some of their best tracks in a really long time, and I applaud that. I'm feeling a very strong 7 on this album, but let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.